You can't be great and lie your way to it. You can't lie your way to greatness. You got to tell the truth and you got to be honest. See, I know that. That's why I'm free, because I take responsibilities for my choices.
Say What Now. You got me, John, as your host. As you can see, I don't have a co-host this week or my co-host with me. So again, we want to keep Shay in our prayers during her time of absence right now. And Tab, my friend forgot, she overslept. So we gonna make sure we get her an alarm clock so she can make sure she be here for our next episodes. First things first, I want to say thank you again to everyone that did vote for us on for the nomination for Best in Mississippi, for Best Podcast of the Year here in Mississippi. I do want to say thank you so much for sharing all of our links on all social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whichever social media that you have. I want to say thank you so much. I do appreciate you so much for, sharing and making sure that, more people listen to our podcast. So thank you again for that. Secondly, we are on all platforms. We are on Instagram, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. So you can always check us out on all those. If you aren't able to listen to us on YouTube, you can always check us out on those other platforms as well. Thirdly, we are going to be looking for some new co-hosts, so be on the lookout for that. If you are interested in being a new co-host of Say What Now, you can reach out to me or Tab or Shay. And you can also reach out to us by email, or you can DM us on our Instagram or Facebook page. Our email is say.what.now2024, and just let us know that you're interested in becoming a part of the show as a co-host. So you can be up here on the show with us every time we do an episode. So just look out for that. Next, if anybody would like to follow us on Instagram, our Instagram is say.what.now24. And I'm going to drop the link tree in the description box below so that you can go straight to our page and follow us. Let me see. What else do we have for announcements? Again, for the results for the nomination for Best in Mississippi, we will not know those results until October. So just be on the lookout for that. And, we're going to be having to get all dressed up for the whole ceremony. So I will let everyone know the outcome of that. So before I get into the topic for today, I do want to read our disclaimer because I don't want anyone to feel like we are out the way or some type of way in regards to, doing the show. I don't want nobody to be in their feelings. So the thoughts, views, and opinions of the podcast is just for entertainment purposes only. We are not here to expose nobody. We are here to laugh, have fun, enjoy ourselves. Nobody's being petty. We are just here to be cool, nonchalant, just have fun, a good laugh. It's for entertainment purposes only. No one's exposing themselves, telling them themselves, or, anything like that. So just, have fun. Don't take everything that we do say to heart, because I don't want anyone to feel out of place. And, we are trying to, clean up a little bit with our language. But we did let y'all know in the first episode that, we do curse. So, yeah, we be cursing on here, so sometimes you might hear a fuck or a damn bullshit, some shit. You're gonna hear some of that on the episode, so just listen and let that go on by. So today's topic is going to be, what is your ick when it comes to your job? Now, a ick is something that you find in total disgust when you are doing something. So, and I do know that it was kind of popular back on YouTube and also on TikTok. A lot of nurses got in trouble for saying what their icks was. Like, I remember when they had the ick about labor and delivery nurses, they were saying, my ick is how baby daddy be in one room for delivery for a baby, and then other baby mama in another delivery room getting ready to deliver too. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you even come out and say that on those type of platforms, and people gonna be looking at you and then they're gonna report you? But I don't mind saying what my icks are or what they have been at certain jobs that I've had. Because I only one job that I'll say I've worked while I've been doing the podcast is Loomis. Like, don't get me wrong, the job was amazing. It was cool. It wasn't nothing was hard about the job. It was a good job, but my ick was, one, people are so impatient. That was one of my biggest icks. And that was dealing with my customers, because you have to understand, you're not the only person that will be on the route for that day. So we would have buku people on the route. So we got to go to each stop, and you would think that, okay, you would understand that that the first of the month clearly has a lot of money. But you got to understand, you're not the only one that ordered that money. So you have to understand that other banks, other businesses need money too. They ordered a whole bunch of coins, so 100-something coins. That shit is fucking heavy. You're not the only one that ordered these, so that takes time, and then you have to unload that, load it, unload, and you have to think about training. So that was one of my biggest icks, I know for sure, when I was working at Loomis, because people are impatient. And then, you know what? I had another ick with them, because my other ick was everyone wanted to be a fucking Indian chief, and they want enough fucking Indians. That's the fucking problem with them. That's why a lot of shit don't work for that. I see that. Everybody want to be a fucking Indian chief, but not a damn Indian. And no disrespect to the Native Americans or anybody with this saying. I'm not trying to be, get counseled or anything, but I do want to say, if that was the reason, everybody wanted to be an Indian chief, but not enough Indians. And that's why I feel like a lot of people left, or they didn't see the good in what it was. Because I was there for a minute, 6 years. Yeah, so it was a lot. But I feel like that it's just that everybody wanted to be an Indian chief. And then when it was time to do the job, everybody no, I don't want to do it. But, the fuck you mean you don't want to do it? But the job that I am at now, I do want to say is way, way less stressful. I don't have to I don't wake up with headaches anymore. I can just go in, do what I gotta do, go home, don't have to worry about nothing. So I just want to say that I do like my new job. It's cool, but it has its icks as well. But it's not nothing major that I would have to be why the fuck do you continuously do the same shit? So where I work now, it's it's a cool job, but I would say I do have some major icks, well, minor icks. Let me say it like that, minor icks. My minor icks is basically people just don't listen. And I understand that we are all humans, but listening is very fundamental. if you listen, you will not have to worry about anything, because like you're going to listen. You're using that major skill that was given to you, because you have 2 ears to listen. So that's one major thing. But and then another ick is when a person speaks over you and you're trying to help them. Like, I'm trying to help you. You called me for help. I'm trying to help you, provide you with the best customer service, but you're gonna talk over me, and then you're trying to assume that you know the answer, when in the end it's wrong, and then you're gonna be having to call back, or we're gonna have to come see you to do this and then fix that problem. When all you gotta do is just be like, okay, hey, I need help. Could you help me? And I help you, and we go about our business, and we can go and be done with it. So that's why I feel like my major ick is with people trying to over talk when you don't know what you're talking about. Like, know what you're talking about before you do it. Don't just assume that you know, and then when you call or you get one of us out to where you are, and then you all of a sudden be like, I didn't know this, I done messed something up. Of course, because you didn't want to listen. Like, it's not that hard to listen. So, but I can say that was one of the major, that's one of the minor. I keep saying major, but it's really minor at the job that I'm at now. So I just feel like, I guess it's with time, for that it to kind of go away, but I doubt it, because, yeah. And my other jobs, like phlebotomy, I had icks at that job. My ick wasn't really my patients as much. It was more of my coworkers. Those were some hateful people. Because how can you be mad or hate on somebody else that, one, has another job, 2, trying to do better for themselves, like either going back to school or, doing anything, or trying to find another job that can increase their living, Why would you try to down them or get mad at them? Nobody asked you that and told you that you had to get a bachelor's degree in phlebotomy and that you had to stay where you at. Nobody told you that. And to everyone that just listened to that part about that bachelor's degree, you don't have to have a bachelor's degree in phlebotomy, because there's no such thing as a bachelor's degree in phlebotomy. So just remember that. So yeah, but I did have an ick. Now I did have an ick with some of my patients, because one ick would be, why would you be scared of needles? And you have a sleeve full of tattoos and a whole chest full of, like, your whole body is tatted, but you're scared of a small needle going in to retrieve the blood, because why? You shouldn't be that scared. As much as a needle, when you're doing a tattoo, that needle is constantly piercing the skin. With me, I'm a stick, and I'm going by my business, collect my blood, and go by my business, and do what I got to do. Go on to my next patient. You holding me up because you scared, then you tell me something. You can go ahead, when I'm prepping the place, I done cleaned my site, did this and did that, and here you go, gonna stop me. I don't want to do it no more. So you let me tie this tourniquet on you. I done found the vein, which would be a perfect vein for me to go on and stick, do what I gotta do, go about my business, go on to the next person. You would stop me, and then I have to sit up here and untie that. Basically, then I gotta explain why you declined, because you're scared of, all of a sudden now you're scared of needles, which is kind of crazy, because I would use baby needles on, like, grown adults, especially like men. That was like one of the craziest things. I hated using them needles, especially if they had a big vein. They'd be like, can you please use a baby needle? Like, why? You have a huge vein. I'm going to use a big needle, because it's gonna, 1, draw their blood faster. 2, I can get the hell up out your room. I don't want to be in here with you. Like, I don't mind being in here to help you. I got good bedside manner, when it comes to my patient, because for one, I wanted to make sure that all my patients was, in good health and everything. So I'm trying to get on up out of here because I would have like 30 some patients. I can't stay in here and just focus on you because you want to ask me a whole bunch of questions about a test tube that's going to just go down here, get spun up. We're gonna see if something's wrong with your kidneys, and then we done. Like you shouldn't. I have too many patients to be having to deal with it. So that's why I say that it wasn't too much. Now, like that job was that was a major ick, and if I could do it again, I would go back to healthcare. Like I really enjoyed my time in healthcare. It was real cool. You met a lot of people, especially like the patients. If you really showed them compassion, and really cared about them, even when you was just doing your blood draw like me, it still was a good way of networking because I did meet a lot of good people in there, and I do hope that they, are doing fine now since I'm no longer there. So I feel like, that was cool. But other than that was like a major ick of mine while there. Like, why would you sit up there and have a whole sleeve of those tattoos and then one needle that's gonna only pierce you one time, and you're scared. You're about to have a whole cry. You're crying. And I do understand that nobody likes to be poked by needles, but you didn't cry when that tattoo was going on your arm, constantly shading in them areas for that panther on your thigh. So I just feel like use that same mentality and go on about your business, and it is what it is. So, but let me see, what other ick have I had though? Let me see, cause I ain't really have a lot of jobs. Now when I worked at the movie theater, my ick was basically people talking about prices. That was a major ick for me because if you know you ain't had no money, why you coming out? If you broke, just say you broke. You letting me know you broke by not saying you broke, but you broke. Which is cool, and I don't mind. If you know you broke, come on the days that we had discounted prices, or come during the time of discounted prices, so that you can have some money. Sundays and Tuesdays, I think, were the $5 days. So your ticket was $5. Come on those days. It's going to be cheaper. Then too, you can get a $2 hot dog, or I think it was like $3 or $4 nacho. That was cheap. Come on them days. Don't try to overextend yourself and then get mad at us because your ticket price for one ticket was $20, and then you want to sit there and show out in front of your girl, be like, man, you can't give me no deal. No, sir, I can't. So sorry. So yeah, that was a major ick for a ticket sale part. Now when I was in concession, that was a nightmare of its own, because why would you come back there and you question a large bucket of popcorn? Sir or ma'am, just get the popcorn. You know you don't want it. I don't want it. So you'll sit there and dress the popcorn up for them and everything. Then they be like, no, I don't even want the popcorn. What you mean you don't want the popcorn? I done set up here and did all this. Done cancel the order. Go to their movie. So now you got to throw all this stuff away that you done made. They go to their movie, then they come back. I done changed my mind. I'm ready to go on the order without head. Do you think people really want to keep going back and forth doing it? Like, you could have did that from get-go. You already knew that, one, you came with your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever you're on a date with. Even if you weren't on a date, you came with your kids. You got the nerve to invite other kids, so you're gonna have a whole bunch of kids with you. Kids they want to eat, so you have to supply all of it. So that was one of like the craziest icks that I had, because why would you come to somewhere and not think that you weren't gonna spend no money? Like, I need you to go to the bank, get you some money because clearly what you thought didn't work out for you. But if I could do that job again, I probably would, but I would want to do it under a different management. I wouldn't want to do it under the management that I hate because I feel like, managers make employees hate their jobs. I don't think the job make employees hate the job. I think the managers make the employees hate their job, and that's why I hate to see a place understaffed. And then when you go into a place and see that it's understaffed, and you see the reasons why it's understaffed, you be like, it wasn't the job; it had to be the management. So that's a major ick, and I think that was one of my icks. Even though my manager was cool to a certain degree, she was a bitch. Sorry, not sorry. So, that part. And, for my last ick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode. So this was one I can say the most major ick that I discussed it at one of my jobs when I worked retail. It was a major ick. I hated it, and I wish more independence on a lot of people because this was one of the most major icks for me, and it's for a guy. And I hate to see a guy come in there and don't know nothing. When I worked retail, like the guys, I sold shoes. So a guy would come in, he did not know his shoe size. Like, sir, you have shoes on and you don't even know what shoes you have. Well, my wife bought me these shoes. Okay. So, sir, what we can do is we can measure your foot. Do this. I hated doing it because, for one, why would you wear tennis shoes with no socks? And then your feet looking the way they look. So that, not only that, we didn't have gloves, so it's not like I could put a glove on. Even with that little stocking that they give you that you can try shoes on, man, them claws them men had, they would rip them stockings. It wouldn't even be no point to even wear a stocking. It was just, it was that horrible. Like, I hated it. But, that was like, I feel like more men should be independent and know stuff. You shouldn't be living off of your wife, your girlfriend, or your parent. Like, with me, when I was in middle school, we had to learn our social security number because that was our lunch number. When I learned my social security number, that was it. It was over with. I started setting up my doctor's appointments. I was washing clothes. I was washing dishes. I was cooking. I was doing everything in middle school. My mama, and I thank her for that, showed me how to be some type of independent for myself, to know at least the basics of life. Men, these men don't know nothing in it, and it kind of pissed me off. Like, how did you even grow up in life? Or, even if you're successful or give off the vibe of being successful, why don't you know anything? Because what's going to happen when your wife or your girlfriend or, God forbid, your parent leaves? You don't know nothing. To my son, well, my wife handles this, so I don't know nothing. I'm not really tech savvy. I don't know my shoe size. So you're going to wear the same shoes until your feet hurt, sir? Like, make sense. So that was one of, like I say, one of my major icks of a job. But honestly, I would do every job that I've had over again. From retail to fast food to healthcare, also where I'm at now. I would do all of it again, and I wouldn't change nothing about it. I would, do it again. It made me who I am today. Let's just say that. With all the icks, major or minor, I am glad that I enjoyed myself and know all what my triggers are when I come in contact with a person. So, yeah, I would definitely go back and do every job again. If, the pay was right for those previous jobs. So, yeah. But, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode because I know y'all don't want to keep hearing me ramble on about some icks that I had in my job. So, in this case, drop a comment in below and let us know what your ick was at your job. Let us know, like, what you didn't like, what you did like, was it something that could change? Was it your managers that made you say, you know what, fuck this job, this shit ain't for me? Or was it really the job and stuff like that? Just let us know. And again, thank you to Miss Raina for letting us use her building today. Next week, we do have a guest host, so we will not be in Miss Raina's building, but we will have a nice space, so you're going to enjoy. Hopefully, you all enjoy that. So be ready for our next week's guest host. If you have been following us on Instagram and Facebook, in my Facebook page, you already know who our guest host is. So we got a countdown waiting for her. So if you don't know, and if you haven't looked at the stories, just know that she's very cheetah-licious. Let's just say that. Cheetah-licious and pearl-licious, because she like pearls and cheetahs. Now, I don't know if she still do, but I know for sure that's like that was one of her things. So, be sure to be on the lookout for our new guest host for next week. If you would like to be a host and join our team on the podcast, reach out to us via email or DM us on Facebook or Instagram. Our email again is say.what.now2024@gmail.com. I will be providing the link tree below so that you can let us know if you're interested. Also, make sure that, you are in Mississippi. I do know that we do have a lot of our supporters in other cities and states and countries, but please make sure that you're in Mississippi so that you can be able to be here a part of the show. I think that's gonna be all. So, y'all have a great day. It was great talking to y'all, letting y'all see what my icks were for my jobs that I've had. So, y'all have a great day. Last but not least, so I know I'm supposed to be ending the podcast, but I do want to say to Jackson State, congratulations. My alma mater, because I always wear Jackson State. I'm very happy of my school. That's my alma mater, 1400 J.R. Lynch Street raised me. Well, they grew me up to an adult. They ain't raised me though. But that's where I love my school. So congratulations to the Sonic Boom of the South for being invited to the Rose Parade in January in California. So I will also be dropping their link below. So if you would like to donate to Jackson State, you can also donate to them as well. So that, you can provide that donation to the Sonic Boom of the South for them to be in the parade. But other than that, y'all have a great day. Be blessed. Don't let nobody else stop you from doing what you're doing.